Hi, it's Lori from Coast to Coast Craft Girls, coming to you from the West Coast. Today I wanted to share a really super dimensional oval easel card that I made. It looks like that. With these super dimensional 3D daffodils and then some coneflowers. I'm ready for spring, I've had these daffodils stamp dies and it's a flower mold. I've had them forever and I just haven't used them, so I thought I'd dig them out and give it a try. Really happy with the result. I think they're so dimensional, it's kind of hard to put them on a flat card project or something, but they are a lot of fun. So anyway, let me show you how to make the card. So we're going to start by creating our oval easel, and if you watch my channel, you've seen me create oval easel cards before, but I'll show you how to do it one more time. So you need 3 ovals, or any shaped card, actually, any shaped, but of the same. See, these are all exactly the same size. I know I got asked on my last one, these are large oval dies. I got them off of Craft Stash, and I'm trying to remember the brand, but I know there was a Jamie Rogers brand that's available now. I think the ones I got were Creative Crafts, and I don't think they're available anymore, but there is some available on Craft Stash, at least as of today. And I think they're called large oval nesting dies. And I have the plain ones, and I have the same in scalloped. So, and I used both of those. This particular oval is about 7 inches high and about 6 inches across. Well, just about 5 and 3/4 or a little more. So to create that easel, you're going to take one of your ovals and you're going to line it up on your scoreboard, and we're going to score at, let's just say 3/4 of an inch, and this is going to be to create the top part. And then since it's about a 7/8, I'm going to score at 3.5, and this is going to create my easel. So you're going to glue this tab onto your bottom oval, and that will create your card base. And then you're going to fold this up and glue this piece to the bottom of that, and that creates your shaped easel. But before I glue those together, I'm going to go ahead and mat and layer, because otherwise I'm going to have to cut off my mats and layers, so it's just easier to mat and layer first. I did my mats and layers. I did a solid layer in just a brown cardstock, and then I did my top layer in exactly the same size with that scalloped, kind of lacy edged nesting die. And then I ran my top layer through a Spellbinders November 2024 3D embossing folder of the month, and it's got this kind of cool, it reminded me of like daisies or flowers, and so that's why I wanted to pick it. And anyway, I'm just gonna put this one on my top layer, which is going to be my top easel, and then one on this one, and that's going to be the inside of my card. Okay, so I'll glue those up and I'll be right back with you. This yellow is a Cintura Pearl card, and so I cut first and then I ran this through the embossing folder, and you do that because if you run it through the embossing folder first and then cut, you can flatten the embossing when you're running it through with your die. So you don't want to do that. And I could have cut my base card out of the brown, except my brown cardstock is fairly lightweight. It's not all that heavy. And so I didn't want, I wanted to multi-layer it to give it a little more heft, sturdiness, because especially with an easel card, you want it to stand up, and so you need it good and sturdy. Okay, so now I'm gonna put a little bit of tape for a quick grab and some glue on just this little piece right up here at the top. And you want to line these up completely and then press that down. And that creates your card base. Okay? Just like that. And then this is the inside of my card, and I'm not gonna mess with that too much because I don't want it to. And then this one's gonna go on here, and you just put the glue on the bottom half of this card, just below that 3.5 inch score line. And again, you just line that up. Press it down. And now I've created my oval easel. And then I've got, for a stopper, I just cut essentially the same, a white and then the brown and then the yellow. I did not run it through the embossing folder. And then I put a layer of foam tape between the brown and the yellow layer and a layer of foam tape on the bottom. And I'm going to use that to kind of put right here in the inside for my stopper. So let me go ahead and do that. I thought about putting a layer of foam tape between the brown and the yellow layer on this top as well, but I didn't because I have so much dimension in the flowers that I didn't think it was necessary or good to add any more dimension. So I didn't do that. So we're just gonna put that there. And the reason I do it like that is because then I use this for my sentiment, and I'll cut a little white oval and stamp my sentiment when I get ready to send this to someone. And now it's just about decorating. Okay, so to decorate, I have these little cone flowers, and these are layered flowers. The die is actually one I bought off of Amazon, but it's very similar to the layered floral from Crafter's Companion that is coneflower, or Honeybee Stamps also has one that's almost identical to this one. So I have those, and then I have some, I'm ready for spring, and so I have some daffodils. Now these are very dimensional, 3D. They were created with Heartfelt Creations Spring Daffodils, and it's a stamp and die set, and then there's a mold to it, and I'll show you how it works. So here's part of one. So you start with these stamps and you cut, there's two different sizes. So for one flower, you cut 2 of these, or stamp 2 of these and 1 of these. So these are the small ones, this is the big one. So when I stamped on yellow cardstock with an orange ink pad, it looks like that. And you can stamp, I guess you could stamp on both sides, but I just stamped on one side, okay? And then the die, there's dies to cut them out. Let me pull one out. So the dies are like this, and they cut out, and they cut these little butterflies, which I didn't use. I just threw them away. I didn't really care for it. Again, you need to stamp and cut 2 of the 3 petal flowers of the same size, and then 1 of these per flower. Now, the Heartfelt Creations has these shaping molds, which I did use on these flowers, but I don't use it all the time. I mean, I'll show you how they work. So, but you don't need them. So you take your little stamped piece, you put it in, you just kind of set it in there. I spritz it just, you know, way up high like this with just 1 spritz of water. Put this on and run it through, in this case I ran it through my Big Shot machine, because I don't think, these are old and you can't even buy them anymore, I don't think. Well, maybe on eBay. But I don't want to risk putting them through my Empress or my Gemini, because I don't know if they'll go through. And anyway, when it comes out, it looks like this. So for this piece, you're essentially going to kind of fold these, well, I did it this way. So you fold these bottom tabs sort of up. And fold this back. That's your glue tab. And then you're just going to kind of round that around and put glue on there. I'll show you. So just put some hot glue or tacky glue around, and you want to glue that together. Just like that. Okay. And then you layer up your 2 petals, and then you glue this right in the center of your 2 petals. And that makes your daffodil. And then what I did is, after I had these glued together, see how straight this top is? I wanted it a little bit curved, so I just kind of went like this around the edges and curved it a little bit. You have to be careful that you don't rip it, because it's just one continuous piece. But so that's how these Heartfelt Creations flowers work. If you don't have them, I mean, I'm sure you can use other dyes, but I've had these for a long time, and I really haven't used them, so I thought I should dig them out and play with them and see how they work. So once you get it curled, it looks a little more like that, which I think looks a little more realistic. Okay. And then they come out looking like this. So I'm going to put some on my flower, or on my card, and I'm going to start with my coneflowers, because they're going to go in the background. And I'm going to put those like this, and then I'll space my daffodils kind of in between, and then I'll tuck in some foliage. Okay. Now you can use hot glue to put these on, but I'm going to use, as you know, I love my 3D Collage glue gel, because then I can move things around if I decide I want to. I'm going to put this up. And I don't want to put these on completely flat like that. I'm going to kind of bend them over to the side. For these, I think I am going to use my hot glue, though. So with these, I'm going to glue them a little bit sideways. So they're not, you know, like this, straight up and down. And I'm sort of facing off to the side. And so to do that, I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the side of the center to kind of pull those petals up. And then I'm going to glue the petals down like that. I've got some foliage here that I'm going to tuck in. Okay, and we're done. Once you make the flowers, this card comes together really quick. And I have to say, these 3D daffodils are really fun to make. They aren't necessarily the best on a card because they've got a ton of dimension. But as long as you're, you know, they'd be great in like a shadow box project. But I decided to play with them because I hadn't used them yet, and I've had them for years. So thought I'd use them. Anyway, I do think they look pretty on that oval easel card. So hope you like that. Thanks for watching.